How's everybody doing? I got this fan blade here that I was going to see about making something out of. I don't know that I'm going to get much done, but I thought I'd try to make basically like the blade part anyway, and see how this comes out. So I got this fan I got off fab.com, and it's just a fan. It's got different parts to it that I hid them just so that I could get the blade thing going right, and then get the blade done, and then work on the rest of it later. So what I'm making is the Jbeam, the part you don't see, what tells the model what to do, the model being what you see. That's why it's important to try to make these things somewhat close to, looking as close to that as you can get it. So that's a good, I think that'd be a good Jbeam for a blade. And then what you do is you have to make it stronger. So you'd have to come in and connect some of these. Now you won't see any of these. These will become beams though. And the beams are basically springs that can be hard, impossible to bend, easy to bend, breakable, pretty much all that stuff. Now I usually don't do this, but I think for this to really work good, it's going to probably need to be extra sturdy. So there's this thing in here in the edit mode they call it Jbeam nodes connector, and what that does is it just automatically connects every vertice to every vertice. Makes it as strong as it could possibly be. And we'll just, this will be our Jbeam, right, for the fan blade. And then the model part of this will just be blade. Now we need to get that out of that. See all that stuff's in the Sketchfab model? It needs to come out. So I had to open all these little wishbone looking things here and pick all the objects that are the triangles. Let's go ahead and unhide them all. We need to move them out of there. My battery's low. Figures. Well, I'll just continue working on it, and y'all can see what I do. Oh, it did default back. But it appears that it is recording me. So I'll either be talking to myself for a while or y'all will get to hear this. So we select all these parts. And we need to move them out. To move them out, you hold shift, but to put them in the regular collection, you have to hold shift left click, drag, put over collections, and then press the Alt key. That's how you get it out of there. There we go. And it keeps the same size. Normally you take stuff out of them Sketchfab model things, it screws up the size and all that stuff, but we don't need that. Those are just like containers for how Sketchfab reads these things. Just remember, in Beam, all you need is a scene collection and collection, which are already here anyway, and your stuff just has to be in the collection. Or if you're doing LOD management, they need to be in their own little empties that say base 00, start 01. So let's hide everything but the blade in the Jbeam. Alright. Well, you know me, I like to recycle mods. I don't like to have to retype all that stuff. For one, I don't know what to type. I can't memorize all that stuff. And I don't want to. That's no fun. That's the boring part of the stuff. Any of that stuff I can eliminate, I do. That's why when I tell y'all, if y'all want to make mods, just do what I do. Recycle one of mine and use it. Help you out. You ain't got to sit there and try to memorize all that shit. Nobody wants to do that. Hell, even Albert Einstein said he don't memorize anything because if it's written, or he said if it's written in a book already, he don't need to memorize it. Like, you got a good point. I should have told him that back in high school. So, man, I don't need to memorize that because it's already in the book here. Yeah, it went well. So let's see. This was the mod that I just shared. The yellow guy. I'm going to put it back in the user folder in vehicles. So now I can open it up. I can change the info to be the new mod. Boy, that's old as hell there. That's definitely old. Before I change my name. Fan. I hope there ain't already one called fan. Save it and close all these others out so it's not confusing. The blank Jbeam. It's not blank, but we'll have to take some stuff out. The old stuff is not being used for this one. This is the other mod, the yellow guy. This is all his stuff. So we get all that out of there. Thrusters. Beams. And the triangles. Now we need nodes, beams, and triangles for our fan. So the model inside of Blender fan, I got blade here. Well, blade's fine. That's better. Because it's all going to be a fan with all the different parts, but this is the blade. And I'll just make it group BL for blade BL. So the first group will be BL. Now to make that Jbeam have that BL in it, so that it's got the same name, helps it be, it's easier to keep up with. So go in here to the data and tell on the prefix to be BL. That when it writes these nodes out in their XYZ locations, it'll have BL at the beginning. You know, oh, them all go with that. Yeah, that's how you kind of get it all sorted out. Apply all your transforms and make sure that when you do that, your 3D cursor is at 0, 0, 0. By default, everything's origin's already the 3D cursor, but it needs to be there when you apply all the transforms. So Beam and this Blender, they all know the same location in space and time at 0, 0, 0. They know that's home. So if you got that lined up right, then it'll be right in the game. If not, it'll be off. First time I made a dummy, my head was 12 foot above the car, and I couldn't figure out why. It looked right in here, but the origin wasn't set. It was set to the head, not where it's supposed to be. So we got to save our Blender file before we can do anything. And so in that mod folder we got there, assuming you're using one of mine and recycling it, you know, it would be, you just go to that folder and I guess I need to rename that too. Save your Blender file, because that's where it'll send the Jbeam to, where you save that to. So now I can go into here and say export Jbeam, and it's got ngons, so we got to go to edit mode. A, select all, face, triangulate faces, and then re-export it. Successfully exported one Jbeam. Now the blade. I didn't even look at the texture. It's called propeller. Is it a base color, regular base color? Yes, but it's packed. That's a problem. But I can get to it here. It's got a roughness map, it's got a normal map, and it's got a base color map. So we need to save these in that same thing. Image save as. You can rename them if you want to rename them, but they need to go in the mod folder. Since the base color is the only one the game would make anyway, you need the others if you want it to look good. So we'll save them in here. Then we'll do the other ones. Okay, so this is one they got that damn. That was always got to be a pain in the ass, man, these things. This is the one that's got the damn different shaders. God damn it. Show you what I mean real quick. I can't explain it, but I can show you a lot easier. I just got to find it. It's using two different channels for like one material. Like yellow is the roughness map. The other channel, like red, for example, would be the metallic map. That way they get more stuff in one file and not have to use so much data. There it is. So it's a separate color. So you got to separate the color. So blue is metallic. Green is roughness. Alright. It still doesn't separate the shit. I'll have to come back to that. I'm just gonna save it like it is. You should be able to extract the different colors so that it's only the roughness or it's only the metallic, not both combined with two different colors. Because they're also supposed to be grayscale, but, well, we'll just save it like it is. I'll worry about it later. Now the normal map. Damn, there ain't nothing in that. Hardly at all. I haven't even bothered making that if I was that person. You can't even see nothing in there. Propeller normal. Normals. Now, I'm going to remove this stuff. I'm just going to redo that with a new one. Alright, now it'll do that fine. We can export that as a DAE. Selection only. Now sometimes I'll load this editor here. It's a Beam editor. Because you can visualize and see, in real time kind of what's going on. Wait a minute, that's the wrong, that's not right. That's the other Jbeam. I thought oh man. Where did I save that to? Alright, now we pull in our exported blade there. And we take these nodes and put them over there on the other one. Under the group that those go to. Then we get the beams and the triangles. If you've moved them over right, you should be able to close the one that you copied them from and refresh, and it should still be there and not give you an error at the bottom. So we'll save this now and we'll load it in a level, see if we get it load up. Damn, it takes a long time to load this damn map. Golly, man. Goodness. Ain't much on there either. Shouldn't take long at all. Well, why did I do that? Habit. Just a habit. Seen that, right? Not only has it got the wrong material, but it's like it's liquefied. Forgot to put the beams in there. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. So the nodes are there, I see them. The beams are not there. Those are the nodes again. But there, need the beams in there. Now, I know beams, it ain't got a skeleton to hold anything. It's just like a skin without bones. So if you ever see that, that's what you did. You forgot to. Or thought you put it in there and you put it in the wrong spot. Now what's going on with that texture? Oh, I remember now. There's already a main dot material in here for that material. For the other mod that I didn't change the name yet. So this is called propeller. And that's the texture name. So that needs to go here, here, here. And what goes in there would be that. Pretty cool, huh? I thought so. Where's my normal map now? I know there's one in there. I know I'd saved it. I remember talking about how it didn't look like it was much of a normals map. I saved it in the wrong place, I'm sure. Now I need something to swivel around. Since I don't have a node in the middle, I'll load it into the Beam editor. I need to reload it into there. Since we saved it somewhere else, it needs to be updated for in here. Now we need to make a node in the middle, right there. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate one of these. And it'll go in fixed equals true. But it needs to be right there. So I'll call this just letter Z. And we'll give it a place in home be 0, 0.0. Not O, 0, 0.0. And the only thing that should change would be where should be right there. So I can find out where that point's at in Blender easier, I think. What I'll do is to edit this. Alright. What is your location, Mr. Node? Oh, 1.7. I guess I need to copy these to my clipboard. Be the best thing to do. X is on that one. I should put a node there. However, I don't see it. I see it right there. So something's off, isn't it? I don't understand it, man. I don't know. Why is it out there? That's not where the other one's at. So we'll just move it. Select it and move it. Wait a minute, it's right there. Ah, damn it, I've got the wrong damn node. It is there. I'm confusing that with the reference node. One of the reference nodes. Sorry, though. I just not gonna worry about it. But I did have it there. I just didn't see it. I know, what a boring ass video. I can already tell this one's gonna be not that much to it. Just a lot of boredom. I'll duplicate it. We'll move it over. I'll call that one Z1. But since they're on top of one another, I need to slightly adjust one so it moves it some. That would be the X. connect them together. Now connect these to that. Now we should have a fan blade that's stationary but that can rotate. So now we need thrusters to make it turn. So looking at these node names, pick two at the top here, that BLL5. Go up here to the thrusters. And what's that other one? BLL21. I'll tell it to be steering input. That way you can go the other way too if you want to. Alright, let's give it some steering. I gotta fix that texture. It works. Now to make it have wind, that's another thing. That needs a Lua file. But we can run a car into it. You know we gotta see what that's gonna look like. Hell, I have a few of them. Now if you ever want something to auto spin, all you have to do is put a minus in front of that thruster. But we don't need 1200. That's awfully a whole lot. If something hits a car too fast, it just gets unstable. So we'll put minus, and it'll start spinning. Spawn spinning, rather. Control R to reload it. That shit's spinning too fast. Let's do a lot less than that. be a bad day for any car that rolls into that. Maybe they got spinning faster. Better yet, probably need the other two blades to also be spinning. That'd probably be helpful. So they're going around counterclockwise. And since we're not manually turning it, it'd be better to just tell it to be something that you're probably not going to use anyway. Clutch input.